Hey, what's up, guys? The new set, the penguin support. I forgot the name of the set. All that matters, we don't care about Phoenix Enforcer. We don't care about Sword Soul. We don't care about all that nonsense. What we're really here for is the penguins. So we got a nice revamped, updated deck, and we're gonna start off. We have our 3 Great Emperor penguins. We finally got a search card for him, and we finally got a card that lets us summon him very easily, and even like sets up for our Note Penguin. Like it's extremely well. He's so much better now because of that. We don't have to go through tricks to try and get him on the field, and then just lose to 1 negate, 1 ash. So definitely 3, and we got the new super rare in the OTS. We're looking good now. Moving on, we got 3 penguin soldiers. I don't feel bad playing 3. Like you could cut it down to 2 if you wish, and you could like mix up your variety of penguins. But I feel like having the 2 monster bounces is just better than all the other, well, most of the other penguins. So that's why I stick to the 3. And you know, like on longer games, like it's harder to finish them off, so you might have them for a while. The first of our new penguins, Penguin Cleric. This card, like I never search for it, but there are times where I wish I had it because its effect comes up. You know, obviously your opponents are going to know you have set penguins on the field, and then, you know, like Penguin Soldier, all that nonsense, they don't want to deal with him, you know, bouncing or banishing 2 monsters. So then they're going to pop it, and you have this in your hand, you can just send it to grave, and then you can just reset the penguin back on the field. And then his second effect's alright. When he's on the field, soft once return, you can make a penguin you control gain 600 attack, and you gain 600 life points. I guess you could like loop him or something, time shenanigans or whatever. But it's mainly the first effect, the little hand trap protection thing. It's mad cool. Moving on, we have Penguin Ninja. I definitely play this guy at 3. His flip effect is really good. You target 2 back rows, pop them or banish them. This can really hurt certain decks, and then, but you know that kind of effect, you know, you wouldn't really have it at 3 because there's some times where it won't pop up. But they gave him a really good ignition effect, which is you can target 1 penguin and then set it back face down. So when you flip something on your opponent's turn, and then you know, you disrupt them and it's still on the field, then you can just reset it back on the field. I mean, you can just reset it with this guy, and then he triggers the Note Penguin, and there's so much going on, and he's just really good for that reset of the penguin. Next we have 3 Penguin Squire. This guy is amazing, phenomenal. He's a level 5 tuner, which doesn't sound good at first, but when you set a monster, you can special summon him from the hand, and then make him lose 1 or 2 levels, your choice. And then he has another ignition effect, and you flip face up a monster, and if it's a penguin, its effects are not negated. If it's not a penguin, then its effects are negated. So you can basically set any one of the other penguins. They're all level 3, or most of them are level 3, the important ones. And then you can make him lose 2 levels. He's a level 3, he's a tuner, 3 and 3. You get the Penguin Brave, you get the train rolling and everything. And because you can lower his level by 2, you can lower his level. Because you can lower his level by 1. If you set Penguin Soldier, you can book. You can bounce monsters, and then he's 4 and 2. You can get Penguin Grave going. He's just extremely cool and really good. Next we have 2 Glacial Beast Polar Penguin. I think he's still probably the most important penguin. He's going to be the other summon off of Great Emperor Penguin, because he's a level 3 tuner. So usually you're going to summon him and Note Penguins, and you get like Note Penguin in circulation, and then you have him as the tuner to go into Penguin Brave. And his effect on special summon's cool too, where if you go second, you can just bounce their monster. You have the Note Penguin on the field because of Great Emperor, and then you're just chilling off of that. Moving on, we have 3 Note Penguins. This is my favorite card in the deck. This is like why I built the deck. I just read him. I was like, this guy's so cool. He has such a great effect. He's like mandatory chain link too, so they can't like Ash or Great Emperor Penguin, or they can't like respond like Ghost Ogre, all that nonsense. Like, it's still like Imperm Effect Failure, stuff like that, but they can't like counter trap your stuff. They have to respond to this, which is really cool. And then on top of that, he makes it so every card that's returned, that would be returned to the hand by a penguin, is instead banished. So instead of like them having the resources again, they just lose it for good. It's a really cool card. That's it for our penguin lineup. I'm still playing 2 abysmal rays. I'm thinking about taking it out. I'm thinking about not leaving it in. She's really cool for like niche things here and there. Like, you know, you link her away, you draw 1, discard 1. You know, you can discard Note Penguin. You can draw into like White Howling or some like Imperm, so you have like an extra thing in your setup, whatever. But her first effect to like destroy another water and then make another water gain an attack. That's kind of like niche. It's not really that like useful. It's just kind of okay. Like, I guess like you could use it with a Glacial Polar Penguin, because when he's destroyed, you can bounce any card. But he has to be destroyed on the field. So she just has like a lot of setup to be useful. But when she is useful, you know, when you draw the right card, discard the right card, it's very nice. Moving on to more of our new support. We didn't only just get penguins. We got the second greatest archetype known to man, Icejades. We have 2 Icejade Tremors. I like this card a lot. I didn't even realize she was in the set. When I looked up the set on TCG Player, if it wasn't a penguin, I didn't care. But then my friend told me about this girl. Basically, when she's in your hand, you can just send her from hand to grave, summon any water monster from your hand. So without even normal summoning or wasting anything, you can just get a free Great Emperor Penguin. Well, not really free because you're using her. But you're getting like a Great Emperor Penguin with no setup whatsoever. You're just sending a card from hand to grave, which is really good. And then her second effect is just kind of okay. All 3 of the Icejade monsters have this. If they're in the graveyard and a water monster you control is destroyed by battle at card effect, then you can banish this and then summon another Icejade from your hand. Which is like weird because you have to have like mad setup. But that's like not important. If it comes up, cool. But it's mainly that first effect, to just send it from the hand to grave and then just summon. I used to play Aqua Spirit, but this is just so much better. Like, you don't have to commit anything to anything. You just send it to grave and get a free summon. I play 2 Icejade Akti. I just wanted another Icejade in case the second effect from this one comes up. So, and this one's pretty decent. When it's normal or special summoned, you can send a water monster to graveyard, draw 1 card. Again, drawing a card's not bad. You can get like some setup going. It's like the Mermail, Abysmal Ray. You know, you get a draw, and you get to set up the graveyard a little bit. And she has the same second effect. If a water monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this, summon another Icejade from your hand. But like, I mean, you wouldn't really want to summon Tremor. You want to just keep her. And now, if the Icejades were just that, they'd just kind of be okay. But they have this really good rota. It's not once per turn, and you can add any Icejade that has a different name for monsters that you control and in your graveyard. So if you draw 2 of these, it's perfectly fine. You can search for Tremora and you can search for Akti, so that you have the setup. Or you can just search for 3 Tremor, or you can just search for 2 Tremors if you draw 2 of them, and then have like a backup play for your next turn. It's just a really cool card, and it's actually really interesting. It's like a super rare, and no one knows like all these like Icejades are just kind of just fell under the radar. They're actually like really cool. Moving on, we have 3 Water Hazard. I think getting the free special summon is just really nice. Like, this card seems like it's kind of slow, but this deck is kind of slow, so it doesn't really matter. You know, you always want to start with it, but if you see it later, it's really a dead card. I'm thinking about replacing it, but for now, it hasn't really like done me dirty. It's just been doing justice. Soft once per turn. If something happens to it and you have another one, you can just do it again. It's just like cool things about it. Moving on, we have our new Penguin continuous spell, Royal Penguin's Garden. This card is extremely good. It's a shame that this, along with all the other penguins, are only commons, but this one definitely should have been like a super, at least a super. On activation, search for any penguin card. So a Great Emperor, Fluffle Penguin, whatever you want, any penguin card. And then you can reveal a penguin in your hand, and then discard a card, and that penguin's level is lowered by 1. So you can reveal Great Emperor Penguin. He's level 5, becomes level 1, and then you discard Note Penguin. You can normal summon your Great Emperor Penguin, tribute it. Mandatory Chain Link 2 is your Note Penguin, so when they have to respond to that, they can't ash that, and then you get everything. The ball just starts rolling like crazy. It's a continuous spell, so you can use that second effect whenever you want. Fortunately, the first effect is only on activation. That's perfectly fine. But you can have the level modulation. It's also from the field as well. So if you want to get into some weird synchro plays, you can have like a crazy like water toolkit if you really want to. It's a really cool card. Next we play 3 White Howling. It sucks that like this card's just a little slow. Like whatever first spell they activate, it's always gonna go off. So if they have some crazy thing like Lightning Storm or Harpy, it's like you're just done. But if they don't, if they try to bait out like negates or whatever, bait out Ash by just activating like Rota, Silent Mining, those kinds of cards, then they just like set themselves up for failure. If they have any deck that relies on recurring their spells from the graveyard or banishing them for second effects, you can just preemptively hit them with this, negate all their face-up spells for the turn. This is just a really good card, and in some matchups it's just extremely good, like Eldritch or like if you hit like Soul Servant and Dark Magician, stuff like that. And lastly, we have our 3 Imperms in the main deck. It's just a really good card to have. You know, it's just an extra set. You know, we don't really want that many traps, even though we're going first, and we have like a slower build. But Imperm is just all around. It's still one of my favorite hand traps. Every deck I play, I just kind of throw it in there because I gotta play some kind of hand trap. Moving on to our extra deck. Sorry about the cut, guys. My cat scratched my kneecaps off. So back into the extra deck. 1 Miss Starboy. It's a water deck. We just want to get that extra attack. Sometimes that helps you go for game because of that, or beat over bigger monsters. If there's ever a fire deck that's in the meta, we get the counter for that right there. We play 1 Mermail Abyssalis Mermail Link 2. We can send whatever water monster during our opponent's turn, search for the other girl, so that, you know, maybe if you are really interested in that like attack boost or whatever, you know, you can take advantage of that, send something like no penguin or whatever you need in the graveyard. There's not really much like graveyard stuff, but there is like a little bit. Maybe you could throw in a couple Mermails or Atlanteans or whatever. I haven't experimented with them much because I don't really know them that well. But moving on, we have 2 Marincess Coral Anemones. These are really good for helping us like recur stuff from the graveyard and get the ball rolling all over again. It's really easy to summon just 2 water monsters. You can easily get that out with like 1 Great Emperor Penguin summon. You know, just tribute summon 2 whatevers, and then just get things going. You can summon something like Glacial Polar Beast Penguin, and then, you know, its effect triggers the special when it's special summoned, bounce a monster, and then no penguin activates. So we get everything going all over again. That's our water lineup. I'm not really too well versed with synchros, so I just opted for more link monsters. So I play IP and then the Nightmare lineup. So we play IP, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Unicorn. During our turn, you know, if they got something problematic on the field, we have the Nightmares to get rid of it. If we have some extra resources, we have IP Masquerena to go into these boys during our opponent's turn. It seems like a pretty solid strategy and pretty decent. Can't complain about it. We play 2 big link 4s. We play Boar Sword to help us go for game. Or we play, if we can't go for game, we have Appaloosa to help us solidify game, stall it out a little bit longer, negate whatever they have, and just keep going. Not much to say about these 2. Moving on to our XYZs. These I hardly go into, but they do come up sometimes. We play 1 Totally Awesome and 1 Phantom Knight of Breaksword. Just because we have a lot of level 3s, we can easily go into this, pop a card they control, pop a card we control. That card is irrelevant most of the time. It could be our water hazard that's been on the field for way too long while we have monsters. It could be our penguin gardens, so we can get rid of that because we already used the effect or whatever and we don't need it anymore, and what they have is just too much of an issue. Totally Awesome, we can actually summon off of 1 Great Emperor Penguin. All you need to really summon it is 2 Penguin Soldiers, or with the level modulation continuous spell, you can just make any one of the level 3s a level 2, and then you have that, and then Penguin Soldier, you need to go into Totally Awesome. Totally Awesome is very unexpected and helps you like just like get more board presence. You know, you have the penguins bouncing, you have that to negate, and then, you know, it just helps out a lot. And then recur any Aqua, probably send himself back just in case you need them later. And we have 2 Penguin Braves in our new OTS super rare. Look at that, nice. Penguin Brave, excellent card. When it's synchro summoned, you summon any penguin. You can set any or special set, whatever that's called, any penguin from the deck to the field, and when your opponent activates a monster effect, you can chain him, and then flip that penguin face up, and then its effect procs. So you can, during your opponent's turn, you can Penguin Soldier, bounce 2, you can Penguin Ninja, pop 2 spells or traps during your end phase if they have something, or if you force something. There's just a lot of cool things you can do because of him. You don't have to wait for them to attack you, and then they probably have a negator already or whatever, or wait till your turn to flip them. You can force it out. I wish it was like a quick effect, like at any time. Having to wait for a monster effect is a little lame, because I feel like if they're activating a monster effect when you have this on the field, then they're probably doing something right, which means something isn't going right for you. But all in all, it's still really good. And then I play 1 Drop Kite, because we don't have that many negates. And the new guy, you can only use him, Penguin Squire. You can only use him for the single summon of water monsters. So there's a lot of like good high level waters, but they're just a little harder to go into. So I feel like this is a really good, getting a generic spell and trap negate. All you need is a water monster in grave. You're only using water monsters for it. It doesn't matter. Penguin Squire, any level 3 makes this. So, you can get like a Penguin Brave in this on the field sometimes with the right enough hand. And, it's handy having like that spell and trap negate. Especially if you're on top of like howling and stuff like that. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you guys have any water synchros to recommend, because as you can see, I don't know much.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, check out the other videos on the channel, and please subscribe. It helps the channel a lot. Again, thank you so much. Have a terrific day.